Have you heard? It's truck news.
Oh, hell no! The Truck Show. We're gonna show you what we know. We're gonna answer what the truck. 'Cause truck rhymes with the Truck Show. We have the lifted, we have the lowered, and everything in between. We'll talk about trucks that run on diesel, electricity, and on gasoline. The Truck Show, the Truck Show, the Truck Show. Oh, oh.
It's the Truck Show with your host, Holman.
The Truck Show podcast is proudly brought to you in partnership with AMSOIL, the maker of the best synthetics and the same ones we use in our rigs. Did you know AMSOIL is more than just synthetic oil? They also make some of the finest lubricants, greases, additives, filters, car care products, and yes, even merch. We use AMSOIL products to protect our rigs, and you can do the same by heading to amsoil.com. Do you need a knife? Then head on over to kershaw.kaiusa.com and explore their line of exceptional pocket knives. They have a huge selection of quality knives from EDCs to made in the USA and, of course, automatics. Score one for yourself today. And if you want to treat yourself to the latest adventure, gear, and upgrades for your vehicle, go to ovrmag.com and use the code @TruckShowPodcast for a discount on print or a 1-year digital subscription for free. The Truck Show Podcast survives off of sponsorships and your reviews. Please help me to keep it free by supporting our sponsors and leaving reviews and comments on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Have you heard?
No!
So our favorite rumor of the week has to do with Toyota, and that's the fact that they're finally coming to market with a Raptor competitor. And they haven't quite come out and said that, but all the signs in the magic 8-ball point to yes. And that starts with, on March 10th, my birthday, thank you very much, Toyota filed a U.S. trademark for the name TRD Hammer.
Wow.
And people are surmising that that is going to be the name of the new Raptor competitor. But apparently they arrived at Hammer after some market research. But for me, the only Hammer will ever only be the AMG Hammer. So I don't know if Toyota can come and usurp that name from AMG and what we all know as the Hammer. Do you guys think that's a cool name? I don't know. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's just, to me, it's not. I don't know. And apparently it's going to be more of an RHO and V6 Raptor competitor rather than a Raptor R and TRX competitor, but we don't know for sure. But again, we have some clues. And those clues came from the recent Mint 400. And it was the first time ever that a hybrid vehicle raced in the Mint. And it was a Toyota Tundra on 37s. And it won. So Toyota's getting serious about it. And so I think that tells us that that was probably the pre-production Hammer in race guys. And we do know it'll have 37s. We're pretty sure that's going to have a up-powered version of the hybrid V6. And what do you guys think? I know we did a news story not too long ago about Ford talking about hybridized Raptors with a V8. Do you think a hybrid TRD Pro Tundra would be awesome? Are you looking forward to the Hammer? Do you think we need another desert performance truck out there? I mean, I think we do. Why not, right? So anyway, more to come on that, but I thought that was kind of interesting that all these little tidbits are starting to come out. So get ready if you're a Toyota fanboy, because you're going to have to save your pennies in your garage, in your driveway. Apparently, you're going to want a TRD Hammer. And Toyota's not the only one coming out with a new off-road truck. Shelby Performance just announced the 2026 Shelby F250 Super Baja, which is the first in a new line of their high-performance truck series, and it's the first Shelby vehicle to be built at Shelby Performance's new state-of-the-art facility in Bristol, Indiana. And this is based on an F250, and it's got the 6.7-liter Power Stroke turbo diesel and the 10-speed torque shift automatic. So the Shelby team carefully developed their version of the Super Duty with a bunch of Tier 1 top suppliers in the industry. So you'll know names like BF Goodrich for the 37-inch tires and King shocks for the suspension and 20-inch wheels. And they've got spare tires mounted on steel chase racks in the bed. And the Super Baja wears two-tone paint and has a functional air induction hood, smooth painted OE-style fender flares with marker lights, powder-coated steel front and rear bumpers, tow points, custom painted grille, airflow vents, LED lighting, and it features XL power steps with rock sliders and lights, and of course the aforementioned Shelby Baja chase rack with a 9-pod power-actuated LED light bar, bed liner, tinted windows, powder-coated exhaust tip, 6 exterior Shelby striped color options, and of course Shelby badges to round out the vehicle package. And from there you can personalize the truck even more. On the inside, the Super Baja has exclusive full leather seats with special embroidery, digital gauges, custom carbon fiber accents, embroidered floor mats, and billet racing pedals. And of course, each comes with a Shelby Super Baja badge and CSM serialized plate inside. Now, they did all this without messing up the towing capacity, because not only can it rock off-road, but it can tow 22,000 pounds. And so if you're curious, what will the Shelby Super Baja Super Truck starting price be? That would be $159,795. And that includes a fully loaded Lariat Ultimate 4x4, F-250 Super Crew, and of course the high output version of the 6.7. And that truck by itself has an estimated MSRP of around 97,000 miles, and the trucks will come with a full 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. Manufacturing started this month, and the truck will be publicly debuting at the Barrett-Jackson car auction in Palm Beach from April 16th through the 18th at the South Florida Fairgrounds. Only 250 of this limited production truck will be made, and it makes it pretty exclusive. So if you're a fan of Ford trucks and Shelby, or you have a Shelby Mustang in your driveway and you want to match it to a truck, this is your opportunity. This isn't really a truck story, but it caught my eye. I know a lot of you guys love UTVs, side-by-sides, and I just noticed that Polaris RZR has a new model called the Pro R Ultra Edition as hydraulic active sway bar links, and it's got from a 2-liter inline-4, 225 horsepower. I was looking at the specs of this thing, and I'm like, this is gnarly. So the suspension is what Polaris calls the Dynamics DVS system, and it's the first and only side-by-side suspension that has hydraulic locking sway bar links that are available from the factory, and it was developed with SDI, or Suspension Direct Inc., and tuned through racing, of course. So anyway, if you are wondering, this thing has full digital gauges. It's got a screen on it. I mean, the UTVs in the last maybe 5 years are they've just gotten to be insane. So you get 32-inch BF Goodrich KM3 tires, 32-inch tires, just right there. That used to be big on a Ranger back in the day, right? MPI steering wheel, Velocity Blue exterior, and of course all the stuff from the standard RZR Pro R. So that's the 2-liter ProStar Fury inline 4. That comes out of the Polaris Slingshot, if you're wondering, but tuned to produce 225 horsepower. And it's 104.5-inch wheelbase, 74-inch track width, and 29 inches of usable suspension travel. I mean, those are insane numbers.
Are we going to be held accountable for all the crazy things we say
or do? Anyway, if you're wondering, and I get it, okay, a side-by-side is cool. I'm not really a side-by-side guy. Like, I like them, but like I don't own one, and they're fun, right? But I'm like, for that kind of money, just like buy a used Jeep and go do all the other things, still have something street legal, whatever. The prices are insane. The base price of the Polaris RZR Pro R Ultra Edition, I think we might need a drum roll for this. $46,999 for a 2-seater and $50,999 for a 4-seater.
Whoa! That's not right.
But I mean, if you think of it as like a mini trophy truck, it's a pretty good deal. And for all the whomping you can do over the whoops, I get it. That's just a lot of coin. I mean, wow. And there's going to be people out there who are going to buy it 100%. And if you compare that to the 2023 Special Edition, which was around the same but didn't have all the extra stuff that this one has, okay, I get it. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying, like, if you don't live in the UTV space, then that number is slightly jarring to you. That's what I'm saying. That's it. And you still need the trailer. You still need the tow rig. It's just, that's a lot for most people. So here's one for you Dodge Durango owners out there who sued Stellantis because you bought final edition Hellcat-powered Durango SRTs, and then they made one for another year, and then they made it for another year. Well, again, they sued, and they lost. According to Reuters, the Delaware judge presiding over the suit found no proof that Dodge's advertising or marketing of the 2021 model as a final or limited edition was done in bad faith. So ultimately, the plaintiffs were not able to prove that Dodge had planned to make it a one-year thing only. So if you have one, you don't need to keep it under a tarp in the garage anymore. Get out there and drive it the way it was intended. Here's another good one for you. Remember we talked about the Caterpillar truck? And we were like, hey, there's these rumors, and then AI went crazy online, like, Caterpillar truck, Cat is going to blow Super Duty and Chevy and Ram away, and it's a Caterpillar truck, they get it, blah, 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 blah. And everyone sent the Truck Show Podcast email and Instagram 25 different, this is the new Caterpillar AI. I had friends who aren't even in automotive and don't care. We're like, hey, I heard Caterpillar's going to make a pickup truck. So we got some info on that, and it's real. Sort of. So Caterpillar released images from the Con AGG event in Las Vegas. There was a reveal, and it is a Cat-branded pickup truck, except it's a Super Duty. So the idea behind it is that it features their tech suite. It's got a drone launching station, driver fatigue monitoring system, camera detection for when people are too close to machinery, an additional interior display that runs Cat's AI assistant, and Vision Link productivity. So basically, it's a concept as a control center for a construction boss. That's basically what it is. And so it's not their own pickup truck, but they did redesign it. It's got different wheels, tires, hood, the grill's different, it's branded Cat, but it's clearly still a Super Duty. But it is basically, I guess, just a platform for them to show off all of their electronic wares. According to the Cat release, which essentially poked fun at all the AI stuff, it said, quote unquote, you couldn't look away and we couldn't either. Thousands of inquiries flooded in from customers, contractors, and equipment owners with one simple question. What would a Cat truck really be like? They dreamed of torque and towing power. Those were the easy parts for Caterpillar, so we went further to see how we could help them even more. We dreamed of a tech-forward system that would transform every job site. So we did something bold. We built it. So there you go. The Cat truck is real, and no, it's not what you thought it was or what AI was telling you it was. But it's still cool. All right, this one's in honor of our good friend, Jay Tillis, because he loves Legos. Yes. So we have a Lego tease. Apparently, they just pulled the cover back on a Jurassic Park Jeep Wrangler, and it's super cool. So this is a square headlight, so it's a YJ. It's inspired by the original Jurassic Park film all the way back in 1993, which seems like forever ago. And it's going to be an upcoming block kit. So they don't have all the details out yet, but we do know a few things. The set number will be 77984 if you're going to be looking for it. It's designed for adult builders, and it has 1,924 pieces. And it looks really cool. Some of the other features include a signature red and yellow Jurassic Park graphic, a working winch up front, rubber tires, and even a fabric-style roof so that you could make it open air if you want, and the doors function as well, so adding a little bit of realism. It all came from an Instagram post on the Lego account, so if you want to find more, you can go check it out over there. But for you diehard Lego fans, this one is going to be super cool. All right, before we end the show, let's get into some recalls.
Check engine light just went on. Noise under the hood takes like a bomb. Recall covers metal, glass, leather, and plastic. Door handle pulled off in my hand. Just fantastic.
So we got a couple from GM this week, and they're kind of weird ones. Like you would think, oh, it's a recall. Like the left side of my truck fell off, and I got to get it reattached to the dealer or something like that. No, these are kind of weird. So apparently, they're on the first recall is the fact that GM issued a widespread non-compliance recall because their vehicles were missing owner's manuals. So it looks like the recalls cover 25 and 26 model years. And they just left the factory without a owner's manual. And according to GM, the recall number N2525404330 affects everything from the Colorado to the Escalade, Buick Enclave, Silverado EV, Silverado HD, Hummer. I mean, you just go down the list, and it's a lot of stuff. And according to the report, quote unquote, these vehicles may have been delivered without an owner's manual. Owners may be unable to find information on the safe use and operation of the vehicle, increasing the risk of injury in a crash. So if you have one of these vehicles, dealers will be remedying the situation just by handing out physical manuals to the owners who have missed out, or reset the radio to enable the electronic download of the documents. So the fix itself is pretty minor, but it's still one of those things where you're like, how did that get missed? All right, and then the other GM recall is also kind of another. I guess these are what I would consider administrative recalls, because of they don't affect the vehicle. It's not like a quality thing. It's just somebody dropped the ball. But GM just released a fix for the Chevy Silverado HD and GMC Sierra HD for trailer hitch label errors. So this goes under a customer satisfaction program N252537030. And it was launched on February 10th. And according to the bulletin that GM distributed to its dealers, it says there are instances where the trailer hitch label understates hitch capacity. So basically, the physical sticker attached to the hitch doesn't accurately reflect the actual towing specs engineered into the truck. So it's a pretty easy fix. Dealers have to locate the towing capacity label on the hitch and remove it. So apparently there's nothing wrong with the truck. You just have to remove the label so it doesn't give false information. It doesn't say anything about whether that label will be replaced or anything like that with a new one. It sounds like they're just going to take it off the truck. But there is some urgency around it, and all new, used, and certified pre-owned vehicles currently in dealer inventory have to be held back and repaired before anyone takes delivery. And it also says that CPO units, certified pre-owned, will be automatically decertified in the system until the dealer completes the label removal and submits a warranty transaction. So that's kind of a weird one. The sticker's wrong, so you can't sell that car that person wants. So anyway, a couple of weird ones, but we like to report on all the stuff going on in the truck industry with our Have You Heard section. So there you go. All the stuff that happened in the last few weeks in the world of trucks. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of the Truck Show Podcast. Have You Heard? Don't forget to follow us on social at Truck Show Podcast or at Sean P. Holman. And also, we have to thank our sponsors, AMSOIL, Kershaw Knives, and OVR Magazine. If you want to be a part of the show, send us an email, truckshowpodcast@gmail.com, or send us a voicemail, 657-205-6105. And don't forget to head over to Apple or Spotify and leave us a review. It truly helps out the show, and I know a lot of you who left early reviews. If you've got a new phone, or your wife's got a new phone, or your kid's got a new phone, you can leave another review. So help a brother out here at the Truck Show Podcast. Leave us a review, and we'll look forward to doing this again real soon.
The Truck Show Podcast is a production of Truck Famous LLC. This podcast was created by Sean Holman and Jay Tillis, hosted by Sean Holman, and uses production elements by DJ Omar Khan and Jay Tillis. If you like what you've heard, please open your Apple Podcast or Spotify app and leave us a 5-star review. And if you're a fan, there's no better way to support the show than by sharing it and patronizing our sponsors. Some vehicles may have been harmed during the making of this podcast.